Alright, let's change up some decks today. So what am I going to do? First off, I've got Ikushidiki Sidar Kondo of Jimura. This is my Super Life Gain deck. Super Life Gain and Toughness Matters deck. So the idea of this is I'm going to be gaining a bunch of life, and Toughness matters. All but 3 of the creatures have a higher toughness and power. The 3 that do not, well, Daxos, once I get more devotion to white, his toughness is going to be higher than his power. So as soon as I play another white creature after him, or if there's another white permanent play when he comes down, bang, he's up there. Excuse me. Then I have a bunch of these. So these effects. Each creature, either I control or all creatures, assign combat damage equal to the toughness rather than the power. So he does it for my creatures, Duran does it for everybody, Hoatli does it for, I think, my creatures, and Bedrock Tortoise, I actually forget. Yeah, there we go. There's one of the 2 creatures with toughness equal to power that won't really change. Soul Warden and Warden of Souls. Or Souls Attendant. What do I want to do? Why am I showing you this deck? Why am I wasting your time? I've got this Welcoming Vampire. I picked up 3 of them actually. I've got 2 of this version. I've got one of the, I don't know what the hell it's called, the special version with the weird frame that I'm not sure if I really like yet. But if I look at it long enough, I'll eventually come to like it. Anyway. 2 and a white for 2/3, so bang, right away. She's low casting cost. For low, early creature 2/3, it's not so bad, but she'll be a 3/3 if one of these effects come down. Flying, good. I need more flying in this deck. Whenever one or more creatures with power 2 or less comes to play under my control, draw a card, but only once per turn. So once per turn, I will get an extra card off her, most likely, because pretty much everything in here, 0, 1, 2, 1. I do not have that many creatures with a high power. Well, Luminous Broodmoth, that won't trigger it. Big Monkey, nope. Deathray Shaman, yes. Blinding Angel, yes. So you can see it's pretty well on theme for the deck, and I'm quite reliably, not Dragon Lord Drumica, hell no, but I'm going to reliably be getting an extra card off her. So she basically says, whenever you cast a creature during your turn, draw a card. Something like that. Or, because I don't have a lot of ways of, I don't think I have any ways of making creatures on my opponent's turn in this deck. If I have Winding Canyons, then I do. So anyway, what am I thinking of taking? I'm thinking of taking out Basilicus Creature. Basilicus Creature is another early creature, 1 and a black for a 1/2. Extort and flying. So I'd be losing an Extortionist to gain card draw. It's probably a pretty good trade-off, but losing one of my early flying creatures, maybe I should reconsider. So let's look at the deck, put him there, and see if there's anything else that jumps out as I should change it. So with Reaper King, first Saskia, then Reaper King, a lot of people said my Mortify and Putrefy should become Generous Gifts and Beast Within. Both of them do the same thing. They cost the same, just one is green, one is white. Destroy target permanent. The controller of that permanent gets a 3/3 token. Generous Gifts, it's an elephant. Beast Within, it's a beast. But I'm not going to make that change with, well, maybe I should. But I kind of like using my cards. So if I took out Mortify and Putrefy from this deck and shoved in Generous Gifts and Beast Within, well, where am I going to put my Mortify and Putrefy? And as you can, well, I can't really tell it's foil. But I've got foil originals, and I like them. I like the art. So I don't really want to take them out. I suppose I should take out the tutor. Really. Take out the tutor. I was lying to myself and saying the Demonic Tutor is really to get the second part of Cabal Coffer's Urborg Tomb of Yawgmoth. But really that's not what it's in here. It's in here to find either Flex Reservoir, either Hub Reservoir. Way of finding some nasty thing, so I'd probably take that out. Let's see. I've got Sylvan Library in here, Seedborn Muse. So she generates tokens. The tokens, of course, have equal power and toughness, but mainly she's in here for destroy creatures with power 4 or greater. You saw a little bit of the deck, and you saw that I don't have a lot of creatures power 4 or greater. So I'm going to blow up the board, and it's not going to be symmetrical. Exploration, Huatli, Ties, Fine Lands is good. Palisade Giant, she takes damage for me, and she's big and tough. And it's all damage. So if somebody does Starfall or Blasphemous Act, she would take all the damage. Okay, she just got a lot better in my eyes. Since he's Divining Top, goes great with the Sylvan Library. Soul's Attendant. I need to gain a lot of life in the deck. That's the theme, so I can start firing up the Death Star, either Hub Reservoir. Broodmoth has proved its usefulness time and time again. If I'm playing green, I'm playing Tempted Discovery. It's overrepresented in my decks, but it's such a fun card. I love it. I won't say the thing I normally say. I'll spare you that this time. Big Monkey, Deathrite Shaman, Blinding Angel. So she hits somebody, they can't attack me. That next turn, they can exit. Yeah, they can't attack anybody else either. Haha. Murderous Rider. Mainly in here for the Swift End part, but if I cast the Rider, 2/3 lifelinker, it fits the theme of the deck. Commander Isha, unblockable. Soul Ring, Daxos, there he is. So he comes down, he's a 2/2. Any other white thing, anything. And he's a 2/3 at least, so higher toughness and power. So he can be countered, but my opponents can't cast spells during my turn, so that's pretty good. Oran Viper, kind of a card draw. Pernicious Deed. So really, I'm thinking, make the deck a little bit less reliable by taking out Demonic Tutor. Blind Obedience, Extort, slows down my opponents. Only against blocking. So obviously on their turn they wouldn't tap the creatures that come into play tapped, and then they can attack. But the artifacts coming into play tapped, that can really slow them down. They play a, Thran Dynamo. It has to come into play tapped. They play a Gilded Lotus, comes into play, so they can't use it that turn. Nighthawk, Pool, Scout, Overgrown Tomb. Activate abilities, creatures your opponent's scroll cannot be activated. I like this art. I like the original art too, but this one is really cool. She looks like she's in space. She's a space angel. She's looking for the way to get back to the moon. What else? Erebos is good. Darani Doots. Each creature assigned combat damage equal to its toughness, then its power. Erebos, God of the Dead. Your opponents can't gain life. If he's a creature, he's big and tough. Smashes people. This guy's fucking great. Oh, I love this guy. One game I got him down in like turn 2 or 3, with the Mana Rock, but by turn 3. And that's during the ramp up phase. That's when people are casting ramp spells, casting Mana Rocks. So they kept getting hit with this guy. And they're getting upset. I'm like, quit casting Mana Rocks then until you kill him. I mean, you can see he's on the board. I'm telling you every time he triggers. I told you what he did when he came into play, and you keep triggering his condition. So, suck it. I need to get more of these. Oh man, do I need to get more of these. There's only a few foil printings. There's a lot of other printings, but they're all flat. I want foil, because the foil, it really pops, really shines. That rose looks beautiful. The flat one, it's kind of boring. Mystery Booster 2 is coming out. And I see that they're shoving, I don't know if it's all the cards or just some of the cards they're putting in the Future Sight frame. If this is reprinted in the Future Sight frame, oh yeah, I'll get some of those. There's Petrify, City of Brass, Grocery Store, Tap Target Land, Rainbow Veil. Isn't that beautiful? Rainbow Veil. Wouldn't you like to live near that? That'd be so pretty. Be hell to get up there in the winter, though. Loyal Unicorn, recent addition. Beginning combat on my turn. If I can have one of my commanders, my creatures will take no damage in combat. And they get vigilance. Crackdown. So non-white creatures power 3 greater don't untap during the controller's untap step. Another reason I have the Seedborn Views. Another way of slowing down my opponents. Sapling Kofanor, Worldly Tutor. There it is. The Death Star. Aetherflux Reservoir. I was calling it Ether Hub, wasn't I? Oh well. 4. You cast spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you cast this turn. A lot of people play with Bolas's Citadel, so you pay life for your spells. So you have Bolas's Citadel and this out. You cast a spell, you lose life. You cast another spell, you lose life but gain 1, and cast another spell, lose life, a little bit of life, gain a little bit of life, and at some point you start not only breaking even, but gaining life and just dumping your deck onto the table. The reason that Bolas's Citadel is not in here is I had trouble getting the 3 black. Getting the 3 black was a problem. Problem I often have in some of my more than 2 color decks. Getting 2 colors is usually okay. No, not normally a problem. Sometimes it can be if you're running a 3 color deck. Getting 3 colors can be a problem, and if you've got your deck to where black or one of the colors is a tertiary color, you don't have that many ways of producing it compared to the other 2 colors, it's a real problem. Vito, whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Well, Vito, this is a life gain deck, and you're an all-star. Alms Collector. I just had this in here because I bought it for Rebo. I was building a Rebo Roar of the World, and I abandoned it because it was going to be too expensive to build it the way I wanted to build it, with all the foils and all the alternate arts. And it didn't look like it was going to be that much fun to play. It did not look like it would really play that much differently than other decks I have. I like my decks to have their own identity. So I abandoned it, but it already got acquired an Alms Collector, this one. So 3/4, well, fits the theme. Flash. Welcoming Vampire, but he's 3, so it doesn't trigger her. And an interesting effect. Opponent draw 2 or more cards. Instead, you and that player each draw a card. There's Cabal Coffers. There's Bedrock Tortoise. Okay, each creature I control. So Duran is the only one that does all creatures. Everybody else only does my creatures. Which I didn't really think about, didn't really consider, but maybe I should. Because if my opponents are playing a bunch of tough creatures with higher toughness and power, then I don't want to go for Duran. I'd rather have one of the 3 that only impacts my creatures. Sorin, Vengeful Bloodlord. He's in here to give my creatures lifelink and this return target creature card CMC X from graveyard to the battlefield. So he's a cheap way of bringing something back. Droning Bureaucrats, Yamama's Reach, Teferi's Protection. I still haven't received my Sheldamanary Secret Lairs. They're still sitting at my friend's house in Montana. He should come to Prague in January, February, and at that point I'll have those 3 Secret Lairs, so I'll have another 3 Teferi's Protection to distribute amongst my decks, making it a overused card amongst my decks. Hand of Justice. Tap 3 target white creatures you control, destroy any target creature, and his toughness is much higher than his power. And he surprises people because most players today, I dare say, almost all the players, they have no idea this guy exists. They've never seen him before. I mean, this is back in Fallen Empires. This is close to 30 years ago. Yeah, it's almost 30 years since he's been printed. And he's on the reserve list, so he's not going to be reprinted. Wave of Reckoning. Every creature punches itself in the face. And if my creatures have lifelink, and their toughness is higher than the power, I gain a shitload of life. Oran Frostfang. This guy's pretty cool. I like him. Drannith Magistrate. Your opponents can't cast their commanders. Kind of a dirty card. I probably shouldn't play it, but I own this foil copy, so he fits the theme of the deck. You know, higher toughness power. He comes down early. Yeah, I have him in here. But if I take out the Demonic Tutor, this beautiful Mystic Archive Tutor, then we'll keep a creature. So I'll be going down one sorcery, up one creature, a creature that will draw me cards, and I think that will improve the deck. Some of you are probably saying, no, Demonic Tutor, don't take that out. What are you, out of your fucking mind? Yeah, screw. Well, yes, I could be out of my mind. Alright, so next up, I've got these as I kick over my camera. Stable. Vertical, stable, horizontal, stable. Boom. Alright. So I've got these. I've got a White Warrior, Black Rogue, Black Warrior, and a Black Wizard. Some of you have already figured out what deck I'm going to be looking at next. Some of you are wondering why the hell I showed you these damn cards. Well, let me show you why I showed you these damn cards. Nalia Darnis. Nalia is incredibly fun to play. I love the deck. I love how it operates. I love the puzzle of trying to get the party going. It recovers well. But what I've started to feel is it doesn't have enough potential party members. So what I want to do is take out... Hello. What are you... Look, he's a kitty. He's a kitty warrior.
Is that Aslan?
No, that's not Aslan. That's Jazzo Gold. You can read that.
Jazzo Gold.
Jazzo
Gold. Nana.
Maine.
Okay. Too bad it's not Aslan.
Well, if you're Aslan, he wouldn't be carrying a battle axe, would he?
Why not?
Does Aslan carry a weapon?
Well, he might.
But he doesn't. He's a lion. He doesn't carry a weapon. He is a weapon.
So why does he carry a weapon when he's a lion, when he's a weapon?
Because he's a cat warrior. He's got arms. He's humanoid.
Okay. Aslan is also just so bye-bye.
Papa. Okay, so to remind you, Nalia Darnis. Toi. One colorless, one black, one white for 3/3 human rogue. I can look at the top of my library whenever I feel like it. I can cast cleric, rogue, warrior, and wizard spells from the top of my library. Beginning combat on my turn, if I have a full party, all my creatures get a +1/+1 counter, and death touch until the end of the turn. So I'm really happy with this deck. I really like her. Let's see if she'll stand up there. Yep. So what I want to do is, I feel like I'm not hitting the party as quickly as I want to, as reliably as I would wish. So I want to put in another wizard, warrior, one of the two warriors, and a rogue in order to do that. So that means I need to make 3 cuts, and they can't be another warrior, wizard, or rogue, or else I'm just compounding the problem. So it has to be a cleric or something else. Okay, Mana Rock, no. Lightning Greaves, nope, that needs to stay. Land, kind of need land. This guy has proven himself time and time again in the deck. Land, land, land. Bane Whip Warrior. Lysa, Forgotten Archangel. She's proven herself in the deck. So, I don't like that I have to exile my opponent's creatures. I don't like it when my stuff is exiled. So I don't like doing it necessarily to my opponents, especially when it's such a mass thing with her. But I do like that whenever another creature I control dies, I get it back. I do like that part. And there's been a few times where Long Pete, he's been playing his Jabari deck, and he casts a spell where everybody chooses a creature and sacrifices the rest. And the creatures you choose, you put a special I forget what it's called, a special counter where that creature cannot attack the caster of the spell. So basically, he says, everybody pick a creature. Those creatures cannot attack me forever, as long as they have the counter, and all of the creatures die. Well, both times he cast it, I happened to have her, and I picked her. So I get all my creatures back in my hand. Okay, Lysa cannot attack you. Boo-hoo. Everybody else can, as I recover. So she's good. Arcane Signet, need that. Vindicate. Do I... Sorcery Destruction. Destroy target. Do I need... Let's set that to the side. Let's... Vindicate is a possible cut. Land. Wizard. Land. Protection. Yep, kind of need the protection. Whether he's proven his use time and time again. Urborg. Warrior. Whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield under proliferate. So if I have +1/+1 encounters on my creatures, and I would play another creature, then I proliferate. But let's put him here and review how much proliferation I would actually do. Everybody sacrifices a non-token creature. Excuse me. He's pretty good, and he's cheap. Land. Mortify. I've got Holy Day and Darkness. I've got White Fog, Black Fog, Fog. Sometimes I think I should take them out, but then they prove how useful they are in actual play, so I keep them. Multiclass Baldric. Quick creature has a lifelink, control cleric, death touch, haste. If I've got a full party, it gets death touch, haste, flying, and lifelink. And if I have a full party, it'll take no damage. So that's pretty damn good. Land. Fiend of the Shadows. She's not really the best wizard, but I was kind of getting screwed over for finding black and white wizards, so I had to make some trade-offs. Anyway, she's a 3/3 flyer for 5, which isn't that great these days. But when she hits somebody, they exile a card from their hand, and I can play it. And I can sacrifice a human and regenerate her. When she was in Edgar Markov, it didn't matter. Edgar Markov has no humans. Edgar Markov has like 40 vampires. Yes, the deck has like 40 creatures, and they're all fucking vampires. All of them. Blood. But in this deck, with as many random humans as I have, I can actually do that. Sacrifice a human and regenerate her. So I've not had her in play, but she has a lot of potential. Land. Vampire Warrior. So all my opponents get human creatures when she comes into play. She comes down early, 2 for a 3/3. That's pretty good. And she gets bigger if my opponent's creatures die. So she stays. Land. Do I really need this anymore? This is a holdover. This deck used to be Tribal Clerics, and Tribal Clerics still sucks because they're on the cusp of being well supported. They're on the verge of being a punishing tribe to play, but they're not quite there yet. So that's when the deck became Nalia. And I left this in here because I have so many clerics, and somebody's going to exile one of my clerics, or I just need the life, then I've got this as a backup option. Or if somebody's at 4 life, and I've got a cleric with 4 power, die. So let's keep that there. Withered Wretch. Deals with recursion, deals with my opponent's graveyards. Chaos Lunarch. So he goes good with the Metastatic Evangel. And I can put more counters on my creatures. Let's put him here and think about him. Envoy the Ancestors. Modified creatures grow of life. If my creatures have +1/+2 encounters, they have lifelink. So he's pretty good with her. Lurrus of the Dream. Lurrus is not any party member. But Lurrus is a combo with Seal of Cleansing, which is a disenchant on the table. It's an enchantment that you can sacrifice to destroy an artifact or enchantment, and Angelic Renewal. Angelic Renewal, if a creature you control dies, sacrifice Angelic Renewal, and it will come back into play. And then if I've got Lurrus out, I can cast the Angelic Renewal again. So Lurrus works really well in this deck. Damn! All the creatures die! Yeah, I kind of need a border wipe. I'm taking out Athreos. He doesn't do that much in the deck. I mean, yeah, he's going to come online quickly because it's a black-white deck. So he'd be a 5/4 indestructible, but he's not a party member. He doesn't feed into that. And whenever another creature you own dies, return it to your hand unless target opponent pays 3 life. That's not, I mean, it's good, but in a commander game, if I've got a nasty, let's say I'm bringing back, a Cursed Marauder. Most people are just going to let me have it because they see all the other recursion. So I don't know. I'm not really arguing for or against it because I want to leave it in there. I want to leave Athreos in the deck, but I need to make a cut. And I'm trying to convince myself to make the cut. So let's put drop it. Okay, Athreos is there. Right, Fracture. Instantly destroy something. Harper Recruiter. This guy's good. This chick is good. Yeah, it's a chick. Flying. Whenever she attacks, look top power cards of your library. I may show off a cleric, a rogue, warrior, or a wizard. So if I hit all 4, if I get lucky, and the top 4 cards in my library are these, then I get 4 cards. I get them all. So she's damn good in this deck. Selfless Spirit, sacrifice Selfless Spirit, creatures gain indestructible until end of turn. Let me think about it, because maybe I don't need that. Mana. Mangara the Diplomat, lifelink, 2/4. When an opponent attacks the creatures, if 2 or more of the creatures attacking you, draw a card. Never an opponent casts your second spell. So randomly, I'll get more cards. Randomly, unreliably, but he is a tough creature, tough cleric. He does have lifelink, and he is pretty cool looking. So, let's consider him. Dowthy Voidwalker. It's rogue. He stays. He's good. Shake down heavy. This guy is fucking hilarious. I love this guy. Whenever he attacks, defending player may have you draw a card. If they do, untap him. So basically, he's a card every turn. Because nobody wants to get shaken down by the heavy. Bold Plagiarist. She's in here because so many of my friends randomly play these decks that put counters on the creatures, especially Cube. So she flashes into play, and it doesn't care what kind of counters. That's the funny thing. So if they're put a Death Touch, they're playing some Ikoria bullshit, and they put a flying counter, Death Touch, Reach, Vigilance, and 29 +1/+2 counters on a creature, she'd get all that. So it's kind of a fun card, and she's one of the rogues, so I can't really cut her. Dark Confidant. My camera's going to cut off. All right, splice it in. as they start construction drilling somewhere. Okay, Dark Confidant, beginning of your upkeep, show off the top card of the library, put it in your hand, lose life. But he's a wizard. Mother Runes, protect the creature. She's a cleric. I've got a lot more clerics than I do warriors, wizards, or rogues. So I could cut a few clerics if I need to. Pretty sure I'll cut Athreos, even though he's so damn cool and I've got no place else to put. Well, I'll probably put him in Saskia. That's probably the best place. Let me get a sip of coffee while I'm showing you the Seal of Cleansing. Yeah, coffee. Seal of Cleansing, see? Sack it, destroy target artifact enchantment. If you have Lurrus in play, recast it. Okay, we're halfway through the deck. Land, Rogue. Rogue that has Death Touch, Lifelink, and Flying. Yeah, he's got other stuff too, but it's all good. Umazawa's Jitte. I could cut this, but it's damn good. Comes down early, and the deck wants to attack, and I've got Death Touchers and Lifelinkers and all stuff, so my creatures do a lot of combat damage, and let's keep that. Burkos. Last time I played this deck, I screwed this up. You only have a party if you have one of each. I had him and another creature, and we'd been drinking, which we're at the pub, so that's kind of what you do at the pub. You do a little bit of drinking. And I said, oh, he's everything, so I've got a whole party. And everybody just went with it. And because he doesn't specifically say, I don't know if any of these really define a full party. It's something you have to know. So if none of the creatures define a full party, it's kind of easy for everybody to just go with it, even though it's wrong. Yeah, Soul Ring, kind of pretty. Land, land, land. Cleansing Nova, destroy all creatures that destroy artifacts. I have Damn, but maybe I should replace this with another board wipe. Maybe I should do something different. Bygone Bishop. Never cast creature spell CMC 3 or less. Investigate. Put a colorless clue token on the battlefield. Is he really that good? So I get clue tokens, and I can sacrifice the clues to draw cards. And it's reliable, because I've got a lot of things in your CMC 3 or less. But do I really need him? Let's think about that. Swamp. Stick together. Yeah, there's the other board wipe. Each player chooses a party from among the creatures they control and sacrifices the rest. To choose a party, choose up to one each of Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, and Wizard. Okay, so I've got Damn, Cleansing Nova, and Stick Together. Maybe I should take out the Damn, because I don't really need 3 board wipes. Do I? I would keep Cleansing Nova because that deals with artifacts and enchantments. Or creatures. So let me think about that. Damn, where'd it go? There it is. I pulled out of a box. I opened a box of MH2 on camera, and that's where I got that Damn from. That damn. Came out of a damn box of MH2. And when it opened it, I said, damn! There it is, Black Fog. Land. Graveshifter. It's a cheat. Yes, I freely admit it's a cheat. He's all creature types, so he's Cleric, Warrior, Rogue, Wizard, all in one. Comes into play, brings creature back out of the graveyard. Land. Black Market Connections. Beginning your pre-combat main, choose one or more. Sell contraband, create a treasure token, you lose life. Buy information, draw a card, you lose 2 life. Hire a mercenary, create a 3/2 colorless shapeshifter creature with changeling, you lose 3 life. So yeah, pay 6 life and do all 3. Each turn. So I need a lot of life leak. I need a lot of ways to gain life in this deck. Which brings me to the other thing I was considering. Excuse me. This does not have a home. Maybe Nalia Darnice should have exquisite blood. So that's something I'm thinking of. Alright, let's keep going. Squad Commander. Oh yeah, he's just damn good. Full party creatures Krogan in. Yeah, he's not coming up. Land. Go find Urborg, Tomb of Yawgmoth, or Cabal Coffers, whichever one you don't have. Land. Ghostway. Save all your creatures from your opponent's board wipe. Blind Obedience. Do I really need this? Okay, artifacts, creatures, my control. Because a lot of my creatures on the ground. Tapping down potential blockers is good. Extortion is good. But do I need it? Let's think about it. Well, I can look at the top card of my library anytime, and if I can rearrange them, it becomes more useful. Yeah, he's funny. His little pranks, yeah, they work. Flying, other creatures go get +1/+1. Beginning your upkeep, turn target creature card from graveyard to your hand. It's too bad she doesn't have partner. So, he costs 5. He makes my creatures bigger. But he's a 2/2 flyer. And I get creatures back. He sort of competes in the same space as that. Not really, because they each trigger at different times. He only triggers once. Atheos triggers for each creature that dies. But he will get a creature back, and he makes my team bigger. So he's in Nunganeer, Human Warrior. Whenever attack, target creature gets protection from color. Creature till end of turn and explores. Reveal the top card of the library, put the card in your hand if it's land, otherwise put a +1/+1 and count the creature, then put the card back or in your graveyard. Okay. The reason I didn't get the full art is I knew I would forget what Explorers does. In fact, until I just read it, I had already forgotten what it does. Doomed Necromancer. Black, sack him, bring creature from your graveyard to play at instant speed. Instantaneously. Another cheat. 8.5 tails. I put him in just kind of as a lark. Just kind of as, well, let's see if he works. Oh, he works. He works really good. Path to Exile. I've got 8.5 tails out. I'll just give this thing protection from white. God damn it. I'm attacking you. Okay, I block. I'm going to turn your creature white and give my thing protection from white so I can punch you in the head. Damn it. Land. He's not any party member, but he's got lifelink protection, black and white. But if I have enough lifelink in here, I really don't need him. And I want to put him into the Saskia rebuild. So, let's think about that. Land. Varagoth, Bloodsky Sire. He's a 2/3 with Death Toucher. And he can boast. And if he boasts, I Demonic Tutor. Target player searches the library for card, then shuffles and put. No, it's Grim Tutor. It's not Demonic Tutor, it's Grim Tutor. But if I go search for a warrior, a party member, and she's in play, I can cast it. So that's kind of a roundabout backdoor Demonic Tutor. Land. Deathbringer Liege. Your creatures get bigger. And if you play a black and white creature, you destroy something. Boom. Signet. This guy's funny. This is a creature that nobody wants to kill. When he hits the table, my opponents and I are having so much fun with him, wondering, who's going to get hit for the most damage. and drawing extra cards, because at the beginning of each upkeep, I pick somebody. We reveal the top card of the library. We each take damage according to what the other guy has, his CMC. So if I flip over Soltari Visionary, whoever I pick will take 3. If they flip over a land, then they take nothing. Wait, if I flip over land, they take nothing. If they flip over something 3, I take 3. And then we put those cards in our hand. So he's kind of like a dark confidant with a partner, sort of. Something like that. Anyway. Soltari excuse me. Soltari Visionary. 2/2 with Shadow. So he's unblockable. Nobody really plays Shadow. And if he damages any player, not only do they take the damage, but I can destroy an enchantment they control. Land, land, land. Zulaport Cutthroat. Whenever he and another creature control dies, each opponent loses one life. Yeah, he's just good. And he's a rogue. There's that. There's land. Okay. So, I've got, I might as well put this in there. Yeah, actually that worked pretty good. So, I want to put in Coffin Queen and Zhentarim Bandit because Wizard Rogue. There are some other options, but those are the 2 that I think will be best now. And Exquisite Blood, well, that'll make sense in the deck. So let's do this. Coffin Queen, and yeah, she's been errated to be wizard. And then we'll look at Species Specialist and Jazzo Goldmane, and we'll look at what they do and which one will be better for the deck. So first off, let's take out Blood Baron of Vizkopa, because he doesn't really fit the deck. And yeah, he's got lifelink. But we'll put in the Exquisite Blood. It looks kind of strange to me. Is it the sleeve or is it the card itself? This is the sleeve it came with from my LGS. So let's see if it looks any different. A little bit clearer. So maybe it is the sleeve. So let's take out Blood Baron for Exquisite. What am I losing? So CMC, it's becoming easier to cast because instead of black and white, it's just black, but same 5/5. Drop a creature for an enchantment. Creature that can become a 10/10 with lifelink potentially. And then he would also gain flying. Text from black and white. Favor of Exquisite Blood. But then this allows me to put Blood Baron into Saskia, which is kind of where I want it. So let's do that. Now let's make the hard choices. So Zhentarim Bandit. He comes down early. 2/1 Halfling Rogue. Whenever he attacks, I can pay a life, which is another reason to have Exquisite Blood. I need the life gain. Create a treasure token. I don't have to, but he is a rogue that comes down early. If there's a better rogue that I don't have in the deck, let me know. And this zombie wizard, okay, I wasn't looking at the card. It's been a while. I thought she said summon zombie. No, she says summon wizard. Zombie is what got errated. She is a zombie wizard. So I could choose not to untap her. Put target creature card from any graveyard and play under my card. Any of them. Even yours. I would take your creature out of your graveyard and put it in play under my control. With Coffin Queen. Through the magic of the internet. Alright. Enough bullshit. So this guy, whenever he casts a creature spell CMC 3 or less, and there's a lot of them in the deck. I mean, there's a shitload of them in the deck. So what I really don't need. This is where it gets tough. This is where it gets real tough. So what if I take out Dam? Just Destroy target creature. I've still got 2 board wipes. Still have 2 board wipes in the deck. I and him. He can kill. Yeah, okay. So if I take out Dam, and just grab Coffin Queen. So there's that. Blind Obedience. Extort. Mingar the Diplomat. So whenever an opponent, 2 or more of those creatures attacking me, draw a card. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell, draw a card. After a while, they are going to be casting second spell. Yeah, I've got all these ways of recurring him, so probably keep him. Athreus, God of Passage. They're just going to pay 3 life. I'm not going to get the creature. And they pay 3 life. I only need to drop 2 more. I only need to pull out 2 more cards. That's it. Maybe I should pull out a land. Let me look at how many land I have in the deck. Let's decide on the Warrior. So what do these give me? They both cost the same converted mana cost. 4 and 4. Just one is black, one is white. Let me just bring up Nally and Moxiel so I can count my lands. Because I don't think you want to watch me count my lands one by one in the deck, do you? Maybe some of you do. Maybe some of you just want to see my pretty cards. I like seeing my pretty cards. I mean, that's the reason why my decks are so expensive, is I love foils so much. Holy shit, I have 40 creatures, so losing a couple creatures isn't going to hurt that much. Lands, how many lands? I have 37 lands. I have 37 lands, and Cabal Coffers does Sweet Foxtrot Alpha until I have Urborg in play. Pretty much. I mean, I've got 9 swamps, 10 including Godless Shrine. So otherwise, it's not that great. It's funny how when you look at the whole deck laid out on Moxfield, you start to see other options. You start to see other things, like 40 creatures. That's a lot of creatures. So anyway, let's get back to deciding these guys. Okay, 2 black black, 2 white white. They're both warriors. Comes to play, choose creature type. Whenever creature chosen type dies, you may draw a card. A lot of times, I'm not going to know what to pick. If Cube is playing his squirrel deck, it's going to be pretty goddamn obvious. I will choose squirrels, and then Cube will kill him with Cheddarfang. But I'll still draw 3 cards because he will use 3 squirrels to kill him. So I've got that going for me. This guy, 4/4 first strike. And if I've got 5 mana sitting around, 2 of it white, I can make my attacking creatures bigger. So, which is better? He would be better if in a tribal deck of my own. That's for sure. Anyway, I need to pull 2 cards out. Athreus is good, but he does not really fit the theme of the deck. He's not a warrior, wizard, rogue, cleric, and I do want to put more of those in so I have more opportunities to hit the party. And yes, dropping Athreus for Zentarum Bandit is a serious downgrade. I freely admit that. That is not a good trade. If I had one of these, somebody had Athreus, and they said, I'll trade you Athreus for that guy. There you go. Take him. So that's not a good trade on one hand, but to make the deck more consistent, it's gonna work. Alright, so he proliferates. I can cast with Luris. If he goes away. So I need to drop one more. Need to drop one more. Do I want... I don't really want to drop a creature. How many things to deal with? So I drop Damn, that drops a board wipe. I still have Fracture, I still have Mortify. Mortify can only hit creatures and enchantments. Excuse me. I should keep the Vindicate. Actually, I should replace Vindicate with, oh, what the hell is it? Cost 2, black, white, exile, a permanent, and illusory life. But I don't have one of those. So I need to drop one of these for the warrior. Comes into play. I can remove a counter, put counters on my creatures. How... then I can proliferate them. And this is... I get ways to draw cards. And most of my creatures have 3, so this is going to be pretty reliable. I'm going to get a lot of clues. Blind Obedience slows down my opponents so I can attack them because they will cast their creatures and won't be able to block with them. It's got some extort going on. Metastatic Evangel. Proliferate.
It's lunchtime.
Okay, yeah, I'm just about done. We did say noon. Really not sure. Keep coming back to that though because okay, I'm gonna put this on hold and think about it. Let me know what you think in the comments below.